feeling like I'm Akademiks.
The internet. Complex has front paged it, and they have released their 2026 ranking. Its fourth inaugural ranking of their media list. This is a list that they have dropped for 4 consecutive years that detail what they believe is the hip-hop media power ranking currently, and they drop this list once a year. I've been very fortunate to have been given the number 1 spot previously, and I believe 2 years ago I got the number 1 spot. If I remember correctly, the people who have held number 1, it goes like this. This is the 4th year they're doing it. I think Joe Budden got number 1 the first year. I think I got number 1 the second year. Kai Cenat got number 1 the third year. And for the very first time, for the second repeat, and the first time someone's repeating at number 1, they have announced that they have awarded me as the number 1 ranked media personality for the year. Okay? A very humbling experience, chat. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I've worked at Complex previously. At a point, Complex was a competitor of mine. I met some good people up there. Shit, I even met Joe Budden up there. We did a great show. You know, they're notorious for lists, so, you know, you can take it with a grain of salt. I'm pretty sure people who either weren't on the list or maybe unhappy with their ranking on the list, they, you might have whatever opinion. I'll tell you this, and I didn't stream yesterday, and I remember, you know, when I found out I was going to be number 1, if you followed my career at all, you know that my motivation, a lot of it comes from people who I feel have slighted me, people who have unnecessarily hated on me, people who have tried to suppress me. And proving those people wrong or overcoming those things is one of the driving factors of everything I do. So I was going to get on this bitch and pop my shit. Got a laundry list of names, you know, tell this one to eat a dick, tell this one to go fuck off, tell this one that he's a bum ass nigga, and then these couple dudes or dweebs that ain't even make the list, just laugh at them, period. But that changed, honestly. I'm not going to make this long or drag it out. I do want to say thank you to Complex. If you guys don't know the list, I'll kind of go over the list in its totality. You know, we'll start at the top. DJ Akademiks, myself, I'm number 1 this year. Joe Budden's number 2. They have DJ Vlad, number 3. Fat Joe and Jada Kiss are number 4. Charlamagne the God is number 5. Anthony Fantano is number 6. Ruri and Millie Mall, they're number 7. Number 8 goes to Kirko. Number 9 goes to Ebro. Number 10, or actually, did I miss one? Yeah, number 10 goes to Blackboy Max. Number 11, On the Radar. Number 12 is Kai Cenat. Number 13, Big Bank. Number 14 is Fraser Tharp. Number 15 is Cameron Giles. Number 16th is Joe Carmancia and Joe Casarelli. Number 17th is Bootleg Kev. Number 18 is Gillian Wallow. Number 19 is Neon. Number 20, Nadeska Alexis. Number 21 is Nardwar. Number 22 is Lauren LaRosa. Number 23, Trap Lil Ross. Number 24, Shannon Sharp. And number 25, Nori. I believe it stops. Oh, it continues. All right. 26 is Jim Jones. I guess they go to 30. 27 is Art of Dialogue. Ooh, I like that. Surprised they don't say cheese then. Number 28, Miro. 29, Arshan Jawad. Or I might be saying your name wrong. Kids take over those. Shout out to you. And DJ Head and Gina Views. They are 30. And Underground Sound is 31. Elliot Wilson, 32. Alphonse Pierre, 33. Dante, 34. Rob Markman, 35. Okay. That is the list, people. Okay. And, I said, there's a part of me I was going to come on here and pop my shit. A lot of my career has been driven by doubters, people who, and I've seen even the subsequent conversation even now. I've seen a couple people say, I've seen one person say, this list is legitimizing academics. I see some people say this is why hip hop is dead. I would normally answer to all those people individually, but, today's just not the day, and I don't think now is the appropriate time. I do want to just say in totality for anybody who made the list, congratulations. This is probably, I didn't think I was going to make number one again. If you remember when I went number one, I made sure I got everything off my chest, because I do think when you're seen by your peers, and at least within the culture as being one of the leaders, even in the media space, you got to make it count. So I got everything off my chest I needed to do it then, in case, I don't know how the politics work, maybe they didn't want to put me number one ever again, but I got it off. So to see that I'm the first person to ever repeat as number one, I do think I'm very gracious for it. Rather than sit here and kick everybody's back in and shit on everybody else, I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to take the opportunity to tell you what not only this means to me, but really my first thoughts after this happened. Now, some people are going to downplay the list. They don't care about it this much. I do feel there's a tremendous responsibility for media, and a responsibility that, at times as I've gone through my career, I've seen glimpses, and, I think we all do a lot of stuff just to make it. But after a while, once you're beyond making it, and now you are undisputedly one of the leaders in that space, responsibility does come to you. So I'm going to be honest with you. Me getting awarded for the second time, number one, I felt it was a lot of pressure. And I still feel it's a lot of pressure. So I'm not going to take this opportunity to shit on people. I'm actually going to take this as a challenge. For the next year or so, what I used to complain, it's easy when you're the underdog shooting up. It's a lot of people who are the underdog that never plan to be number one, right? Like, it's easy to punch up at the guy who's number one until you become number one. And that's so, if you guys know, I love media. I love this hip hop shit. I eat, breathe, sleep it. There's nobody on this list that works harder than me. But over my career, I've always took the shots or criticized the person that was in that maybe leading position, until I'm now looking in the mirror and all the things I would say to that person, just like how I've criticized the top rappers, because I think they need to do things to advance the culture and advance the sound, all of that. It's the same thing with media. Now I got to look in the mirror for myself. So, for the next year, I'm trying to, I do take this ranking serious, and I'm definitely trying to just do the things that would make me a better media personality, honestly. And that's really my takeaway. I feel pressure in trying to make sure that media is advancing. As a culture, we're a very important part of this media stuff. And it was at a point I remember, the likes of me, Vlad, and a few others, we were just fighting for independent media outlets to have a look. But I think at this point, me and Vlad are 1 and 3. Joe Budden's number 2. We're all independent platform. I think independent platforms have arrived. So I think after being selected twice as number one, it now tells me, okay, what's next? Complacency is never a thing. Obviously, also taking into, trying to have a introspective look on what people might criticize about me or my platform and try to, do more things and make it better and, just working on my craft overall. That's where I'm at with it. So, again, for all the people, I seen a lot of people talk. I really wanted to come on here and shit on them, but that's not the time. If I'm the guy they're claiming is the number one guy in media, I got to figure out for the next 365 days, not only how could I do better than the last 365 days, but how could I also be transformative of this culture and also media. Media has really expanded. Before I got in this game, we just looked at people on radio. We looked at people writing magazines. These days, you look up their Twitter repost page that's now being seen as media, and they're even on this list. Again, as hip hop changes, I try to embrace all the changes, and one of the things that I want to continue to do in the next year, I just want to try to help give those alley-oops. I was always, if you guys don't know really my background, I was always salty that I didn't feel no one gave me no alley-oops. I had to go get it out the mud. And these days, whether it's collabing with new people, using my light to highlight other people who are coming up, that's dope, giving other people a shot, making sure people who might be doing different type of media than me gets their shine and their acknowledgement. I think that's how I could also help the media landscape. I've always said, and if anyone's followed my career for a long time, when I was one of the first guys, I was really big on YouTube covering news. I always said that I feel like I represent a movement, but I can't be the end all be all, right? I'm one man with a particular opinion, a particular, viewpoint, and we need other people in the space, right? Maybe we need some street dudes because I'm not a street dude. You're not going to get a street person's opinion from me. We might need someone else with different opinion. So again, hopefully in the next year, and I'm very happy that Complex put this out. I've seen a lot of new faces on it. I might disagree with a few rankings here or there for some people, but I'm actually really happy that there was a lot of new faces. Obviously I could talk about snubs. There's some great people who I felt like should have been on the list, right? I think my man What's the Dirt should have got on there. I think Poetic Flacco should have got on there. Shoot, and I know this might be a little controversial, but I think even Whack 100 should be on there. Like, these are people who have continued and contributed to the hip-hop discourse. But, with all that being said, I do believe that Complex did a great job of including a lot of people. And I just want to say from me and the chat, number one, ain't nothing bigger than the chat. But number two, I'm going to accept this number one place gracefully, but I'm going to take it as a way to challenge myself. I hope in the next 365 days, number one, if we could three-peat and be number one again, that would be great. But the goal 100% is do more of what I used to criticize people for not doing, right? Lead by example. The people who I used to accuse of gatekeeping or not doing this or not doing that, or I don't think I'm in necessarily the position, but I think some people look at me in terms of media that I may have some type of influence or power with. So with that, I'm trying to, do what I think they didn't do. So that's a challenge for me. Work a little harder, help a little bit more people, keep this ball rolling. Hip hop is an amazing vehicle that I think has blessed every single person and even the publication that made this list. So it's blessed me, it's blessed every single person on this list. And honestly, I'm humbled by it. And I also respect everybody who didn't agree with me being number one. That's cool too. But until next year, when maybe somebody else is number one, I'm going to try my best to move this media shit forward. Because yes, we do a lot of infighting. Trust me. I get at a lot of these guys. But at the end of the day, this is the vehicle that helps hip hop remain the number one most consumed type of art form, and it promotes our culture. So I'll take this and I'll try to work hard and be better. All right. Yeah, I'll move on. Yeah, I was gonna pop shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was gonna pop all type of shit, but I'm like, man, you know what? Yo, at some point, because I seen a couple of niggas like they're like 30 years older than me, like they wilding on me and shit like that. I'm like, yo, I remember when y'all were seen as the number one media person, and all y'all did was hate on other niggas and do this and do that. So, it's about time that I show people what you should be doing. So I'm gonna just take that as a challenge, and hopefully in the next year, hold me to that standard, right? Hold me to that standard, because it's easy when you're shooting up. when they're like, oh, yeah, no, those people have the power. If y'all think I got the power, all right, I'm going to try to use that power for good, and I hope you guys hold me accountable. So thank you, guys. Thank you, Complex. And again, I wouldn't be number one, and really, I think the chat, me and the chat, we're one and the same, but the chat's number one. That's all it is. So for any young creator out there, whether you're independent, you're an intern somewhere, you love this hip-hop shit, I always told people, and it's like my departing message when it comes to this, if you love music, you could turn your passion into a job. Open your minds, start, and you don't have to be what another person is. You don't have to be a media personality. You don't have to be a blogger, right? You don't have to be a rapper. But if you love this thing called hip hop, it's something that is very, it's fed a lot of families. For a young creator out there, you know what I mean? Put your all into it. Treat it not like a job, but like a passion. Work endlessly. Work harder than everybody else. And I've always said, if you're not working harder than everybody else, you probably got no room to complain. I feel I'm living my dream without the number one ranking or not. And I'm just privileged to be here. But for any independent young creator who ain't get on yet, remember at one point I was I always say the stone that the builder refuses becomes the head cornerstone. I was the guy that, for lack of better words, was the guy who was just in the comment section. So if you're typing in this chat right now, there's no difference between me and you. Okay? I was the guy who was just super obsessed. I wanted to know what was going on behind the scenes. I wanted to be like inside baseball when it came to music. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you guys too. Keep working at it. Doesn't matter what it is. You might be a clipper. You might be someone who just repurposes news. You might have a way to tell news in your own way. You might be a manager. You might be someone who likes to help people book shows. You might be somebody who likes to book travel. Whatever it is. Be open-minded, be malleable. For me, I wanted to be a DJ, then I wanted to be a producer. Actually, a producer, then a DJ. Production brought me to DJing. DJing brought me to radio or college radio. College radio brought me to the internet. And look where we are now, all right? I love you guys, and thank you guys for really supporting me that much that we got to this point. So, all right, we'll kind of get it moving, but I know some people wanted me to really drop 80 and pop my shit. And I'm not going to single out any necessary creators. There's not much I can say when I'm number one. So I'm not mad at nothing. So, I just want to send a good message for all the people out there. And if you've ever been looking for a mature moment from Ak, I'm telling you, I do feel some pressure, but I'm taking it, and I'm taking it by the reins that I need to lead by example and try to be better. That hopefully next year we're also showing some growth. All right, that's it. Okay, all right, chat. That was good, right? That was good. Yeah, I think some people wanted me to get like defensive and make it about what this guy said about. No. For anybody who's on the list that didn't make number one, if you are upset, let's not fight. Maybe we could collaborate. Maybe next year we could both be a little bit higher on the list. Well, not me, but you. That's it. Okay. Let's keep it going. So, lots to talk about, chat. Lots to talk about. I was kind of excited about this. I'll tell you, you want me to tell you the little BTS story behind it? So Complex hits me up and they're like, hey, we want you to do one of our re-rank episodes. And I'm like, all right. And they told me kind of last minute, they're like, hey, this is re-ranking our new media list. And I was like, well, the list isn't out. They're like, well, we're going to show you what the list is, and we want you to re-rank it. Now, I didn't know I was number one until I actually did the episode. So I sat down, and they told me, literally, that was the first time I figured out that I was number one. And you guys could watch this, but the first time I found out I was number one, and really, I was waiting for this video to drop for a while, so very happy with it. I'm very happy with it. I'll also say this. I'm very happy to be on a list, and it feels great to be on a list. And again, I told you I'm going to try to push myself, everything I've ever accused other people of, I want to try to make sure that I try to hold myself accountable. But I also do want to say, beyond just being a media personality, which I feel like I've tried to like hone my skills, like over all the years I've done this, I do also look, because we were talking about a power list, and I've had this conversation with Charlamagne the God before. You know, there's influence, and then influence is a form of power, right? And when you look at the media list, I think mostly it's based on influence. And I think I've peaked out at that. There is other things that I want to do, which, are just, like look at Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's a comedian, but he's like also a business mogul in the comedy game as well. So, there's a lot more to accomplish, but this was a great thing to say, hey, listen, you're number one. You can't go, there's nowhere more up to go, but you could definitely be better than last year or this year, right? All right, people. Okay, so the list is out. By the way, thank you for everybody who reached out, who did say congratulations. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for the people who did call me. A lot of people. Charlamagne, thank you for reaching out. He said, hey, listen, man, Ak, you deserve it. And thank you for the kind words. I spoke about him here. Shout out to my boy Drake, number one media personality, number one rapper. It's like Shaq and Kobe over here. You feel what I'm saying? It's like Shaq and Kobe. It's all good. But yeah, so but a lot of people reached out, and I really appreciate it. And I'm taking it all in. But yeah, I just want to kind of help the league. I love the league, and for the people who I like even getting at other media personalities because I love the league, man. You remember Paid in Full, man? I love the game, man. I love the game. I love this shit. I love it. I love it. So it's all good. All right. Moving on. So that's out the way. I told you this month is going to be filled with surprises. A lot of surprises.